Welcome to the Are You Ready show with your host, Lady Rachelle.
Teaching us all how to thrive in the scene. Etiquette queen, she's on the scene. Professional development, living the dream. Public speaking, bridging the gap. Success is a journey, ain't no looking back. Knowledge is power, that's the truth. Learning from the best, that's the proof.
Greetings. This is Lady Rachelle of the Are You Ready show. Welcome back to my show. Today I am going to be talking to someone very special in my life. It is my husband of 34 years, and we have a lot in common when it comes to music. When we first met, that was one of the things that we loved to do, was to go to concerts together and listen to all types of music. So welcome, Alvin.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, we are currently in your music room that is located in our house, and we have some wonderful music that is on display for anyone that comes here. So, how long have you really been into all types of music?
Well, ever since I can think back to perhaps elementary school days, when I would listen to the 45 RPM records that my older sisters were playing.
That's a long time ago.
And I really became attached. That was during the Motown era. And I still have some of those records from that era that my sisters purchased during that time.
Yeah, I know we have bags of 45s, and when I met you, you had a wonderful display. You had CD, you had turntables, cassettes, so you were able to play all types of music. But the one thing I liked the most were albums. And
Yes.
you have an amazing collection of albums. Why don't you talk to my audience a little bit about what you have and who are some of the people that you have in this collection?
Well, these are the albums I've collected over the years. Probably started collecting them in the mid-70s or so. And as you can see, I have several different types of genres, from jazz to reggae, R&B, some blue-eyed soul. And I've collected these over the years, probably totaling about 400 LPs, as we say.
Right, and I know my restrictions of coming into this room, because I know there's a certain way you have to handle them, and I broke the cardinal rule when we first met about picking it up with my bare hands. So I learned my lesson well. Now you listen to music a lot, and I know this because, like I said, we both have that love, mutual love of music. Now you and our daughter Diana decided to do a TikTok, because you all would come down here and you would literally just sit and just listen to music for hours and hours and hours. And actually, if anybody came to the house, you would always play music for them. So now you all decided to put together a TikTok. And let me tell you, followers, they have 2,280 followers, over 27,000 likes. And it's only been in existence for a little over a year. Mm-hmm. So that tells you right there that you are connecting with a lot of people. And the fact that you and our daughter are doing it together, it sort of gives sort of like a family type feeling. I've done a guest appearance maybe once or twice, but you and my daughter, our daughter, have put together a great collection of music that people love. Tell me how you are able to connect with people so quickly.
Well, I looked at this set of records that I have, and I wanted to handpick certain songs that had certain rhythms to them that I think would connect with the folks out there, particularly the younger generation. And Diana and I played those, and we started collecting just wonderful comments, thumbs up, your dad rocks, Diana. So these are very, very inspiring comments, and we hope the success can continue.
Well, a lot of people I saw call you Unc.
That's great.
I mean, they have adopted you and Diana as family members because the music that you two are playing together, you're not only playing it, you're also giving us background on the artist, because a lot of people don't realize who is playing the guitar on this particular song and also playing the drums on this particular song. So you're educating people, and you're educating our daughter, who we call a music old head, because she can come in here and compete with the best of us on these old school songs. Now, Quincy Jones, we just lost, and I can see on the wall that you have Quincy Jones albums. When you first heard Quincy Jones, what kind of feeling did you have with his type of producing music?
Well, I could really hear and feel the professionalism of the Quincy Jones Orchestra, and how each individual band member was just two thumbs up, just perfect with how they played their music and collaborated with the other band members to make just the perfect song.
I think heard his music but didn't realize who it was growing up. And I mean, now that he has passed, I am hearing songs now that I had no idea that Quincy Jones had his hands in. And I mean, some of the big artists like Michael Jackson and people like that, but he was a pioneer, and he touched a lot of lives with his music. Now, and I know that you and I go to a lot of concerts, and we have sort of a kind of different type of different taste in music. Sometimes I like rock and soft rock, you know, your Steely Dan's and your Michael McDonald's and people like that. But you and I also went to see Roy Ayers. We've seen Earth, Wind and Fire. We've seen Bootsy Collins, people that I probably would not have picked on my own, but I enjoy all types of music. Now, you said your sisters gave you a lot of their music. What was there a particular genre of music that your sisters listened to?
Well, during that time, which was the mid to late 60s, it was pretty much the Motown sound and some jazz artists of that time.
Okay, and these are older sisters, of course.
Yes, these are older sisters.
And now we have inherited their music. Now, looking around in this room, who are some of your favorite artists? I mean, I know you come down here to this room and you sort of immerse yourself in just listening to music, you and my daughter and son and whomever else is here. What just right now today, what kind of music would you prefer to listen to, you know, on a daily basis?
Well, I do like my jazz. I like anything by the Crusaders, also including Joe Sample. They were just phenomenal back at their time in the mid 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Is your child ready to learn the art of good table manners? Introducing the Are You Ready Table Manners Coloring and Activity Book by Rachelle Logan. This book is a fun way to teach kids the important skills for dining with grace and respect. From family dinners at home to dining out in public, this book is packed with exciting activities to help children ages 3 to middle school master the basics of good table manners. Perfect for Christmas or birthday gifts, Are You Ready makes learning table manners both enjoyable and memorable. Give the gift of good table manners today. Get your copy today. Visit RachelleLoganMedia.com.
Welcome back to the Are You Ready show. I'm Lady Rachelle. And just a reminder to follow me on Facebook at Rachelle Logan And also visit my website at RachelleLoganMedia.com. Now, I'm here with Alvin, and we are talking about the love of music. And the reason that we're talking about music is because music has a way to reach people in ways that maybe conversation can't. And you know, my show is all about, discipline, respect, self-confidence, and all that. But when you feel good about yourself because of something that you hear or lyrics that you hear, it can make a difference. So I'm just trying to offer some alternative ways of communicating with each other, and that could be the love of music. Now, Alvin, you and I have gone to a lot of concerts over our days in last 34 years, and we've gone to some pretty interesting ones. And some of the last ones we went to, just before I went to Puerto Rico, you remember we went to see Bootsy and who was that? George Clinton, right. I had never seen them in person, and it was quite entertaining. And then we've seen jazz together. We've seen rock concerts together. We just recently saw the Doobie Brothers. Thank you very much. But why don't you give me some ideas of some of your best concerts and maybe some people that you've met along the way?
Well, I think one of the most exciting concerts I saw was Earth, Wind, and Fire concert at the Greensboro Coliseum.
Wow.
And I actually had the pleasure of meeting Larry Dunn of Earth, Wind, and Fire. It was right before the concert was to start, and he saw me in the lobby as they were coming toward the Coliseum to walk on stage. And he asked me, why was I not going into the concert? And at the time it was sold out. I didn't have a ticket. So he said, well, follow me. So I followed him. We went through the backstage.
Oh, wow.
He told the security that I was his relative because both of us had the 12-inch afros. And I walked across the stage and got off the stage right onto the first row. And that's where I stayed for the whole concert.
Oh, my gosh.
So that was very exciting. That was a one-of-a-kind treat for that night.
Wow.
I've also had the pleasure of meeting Cameo. They were performing in Greensboro also. I met two of the band members downtown. They said to come on by the hotel prior to the concert, and went by, got some Cameo memorabilia, t-shirts and all. And then we also walked backstage.
Wow.
And sat on the front row with Cameo. And lastly, we met Smokey Robinson after the concert.
Yes, we did.
In Greensboro. We did. And I do recall fighting for position to get a picture with Mr. Robinson. So,
well, I got there first.
I lost that battle.
I got there first.
But that's okay.
Yeah, and looking back, we have some of Smokey's early albums here. Mm-hmm. And Smokey is still out there performing to a whole different age group, because we saw a lot of grandmothers and we saw some grandchildren.
Oh, yes.
And they were out there just jamming with Smokey. And I know Smokey has made an influence on a lot of people over the years, and he is still performing.
That's
you remember when we saw Lionel Richie?
Correct.
At the National Harbor in Washington, D.C. And when you think about the Commodores, mm-hmm. and where Lionel Richie came from, I mean, and the fact that he's still singing, I wonder about these groups today, if they will be around 30, 40 years from now, like some of these old school players like Patti LaBelle and Patrice Rushen and all these people that sung back in the day. Will they have that longevity? I know with the dancing they won't, because there's no way that they can continue that into their 70s and 80s. But when you look back at some of the albums that you have collected here, what are some of the the memories that you can connect with some of them?
Well, there was a local radio station in Greensboro called WEAL, and I always remember the DJ saying that music projects to the time we live.
Yes.
So as I hear a song from a particular artist, that will take me back to that given snapshot in time. And I may be in middle school, high school, college, whatever the case may be, or just starting a new job. But each one of these songs has a story to tell and maps me to that moment in history.
And that never changes. That connection with that particular song, that particular artist, because I know a lot of times when you do your TikTok, which is called Dad's Music Collection on TikTok. So you all please go to TikTok and follow Dad's Music Collection, because Alvin and Diana are bringing up and playing some of the most precious music out there. It's music that you probably won't find anymore in today's time. And some of these one-hit wonders that you have albums of, I know a lot of them that made maybe one album, they were a hit during that time and they didn't make anything else. But when you hear the music, like you said, it takes you to that time and place. And I'm sure a lot of people can hear and say, oh, I remember where I was when that song came out. But music like Switch and T Connection and all these different artists and different albums that you have, I'm sure someone could come in here and literally go into a time zone or time clock, because it would take them back. So with this music now, you've taught your children, both of them, you sat down here, you've talked to them, they each have their different type of music loving, but they do understand old school music. So how can we take your TikTok music and educate? Because I think that's what you're doing now. A lot of people don't even realize some of the artists that are on some of the songs. You point out that a particular artist played on 9 different albums, as far as background music. How important it is that we teach our young people about music like this.
Yes, it is a very entertaining concept that we could look at one album and I could look at the members that are playing the instruments, and then I would map that. I said, oh yes, this person also played for a different artist, and he played for this artist or this artist or this artist. One being Rod Temperton. Rod Temperton was originally with Heatwave. Was originally with Heatwave. And as time went on, this young man named Michael Jackson got with Quincy Jones. And who did they hire? They hired Rod Temperton to write a lot of the music. And he subsequently played on Off the Wall and also on Thriller. Did a lot of music editing and writing for Quincy Jones.
Wow. So you guys really need to check out Dad's Music Collection on TikTok, because not only will you hear some amazing music that will take you back to a different time, but you also will learn something, because they also point out who is playing on the album, when the album was written, and sometimes there's a little history behind the album covers. Because now you look at some of the album covers, they tell a story in themselves. And some of the album covers are collector's items. So it's important that when you listen to music, really listen to the music, okay? This will be an opportunity for you to hear some amazing music. And I wanted to highlight the TikTok because there are thousands of people already that are enjoying the music, and I appreciate you being here, Alvin. And I
Thank you
know
for having me.
that, we will continue 34 more years with listening to music and everything. And so I appreciate you being here. And hopefully we'll get to come back and you'll be able to really delve into some of the artists that, like you said, played on multiple albums, because that's history.
Mhm.
But anyway, we're out of time. This is the end of the show. This is Lady Rachelle of the Are You Ready show. And join me each week at this time for news that you can use that will help you become the best version of yourself. This is Lady Rachelle, the voice of the community. Thank you for watching my channel. Be sure to check out my website, RachelleLoganMedia.com. You can find the link in the description. I also have an online school teaching public speaking, etiquette, and much more. I also wrote multiple books for adults and children that will teach you to become the best version of yourself. Thank you, and see you next time.